Welcome and congratulations for making it on your mat today. In this core video, we're going to be focusing on the lower back. We're going to start in a nice, relaxing, reclined butterfly. So laying on your back, soles of the feet together, let your knees open wide. We'll open our practice here with a couple of mindful breaths, allowing your awareness to just slowly settle onto your mat. Bringing your awareness here, bringing the hands to the outsides of your legs, assisting the knees together and in towards the chest as you rock from side to side. Roll yourself to one side and press yourself up to a tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips or slightly back. We'll go through a couple rounds of cat and cow. So inhale as you drop the belly, look up, widen through the collarbone. Exhale as you press the floor away and round the spine. Inhale into your cow, dropping the belly. Exhale into your cat, rounding the spine. So flowing at the pace of your own breath, seeing if you can begin to bring your awareness to your lower back. Inhale yourself back to neutral, this time letting the hips drop to one side as you look over the opposite shoulder. So slowly moving with the pace of your breath. So inhaling to center, exhale as the hips drop to one side and the head looks over the opposite shoulder. Inhaling back to center and exhale as the hips drop to the opposite side and head looks over the opposite shoulder. Great. Inhale yourself back to neutral. Slide your knees back slightly and then exhale as you slowly lower yourself down all the way onto your belly. Keep the fingertips underneath the shoulders. Keep the elbows pointed back. On an inhale, really emphasizing the lower back, so squeezing into the lower back. Inhale into a cobra, so lifting the chest. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale, squeeze into the lower back, lift. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, lift, cobra. Widen through the collarbone. Exhale. Inhale, lift, and exhale. Good job. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Continue to flow with your breath, just doing a couple more repetitions. On your next inhale, as you squeeze into the lower back, we'll hold, seeing if you can feel weightless in your hands. Good, just one more breath. And exhale as you gently lower yourself back down onto your mat, resting on your chin or your forehead, whatever is more comfortable. We're going to repeat that again, but this time we're going to remove the hands altogether. So we're going to bring the hands into a cactus position. So bring the elbows out in line with the shoulders, bring a 90-degree bend to the elbows, palms are facing down. Good job. On an inhale, lift the upper body, including the arms. Exhale as you lower. So again, remember as we move through these movements, really emphasize the action in the lower back. Really bring your awareness to the lower back. Squeezing into the lower back on each inhale. Exhale as you lower. Good. Just a couple more repetitions. Keeping those legs firming down onto your mat. And on your next inhale up, we'll hold. Just a few breaths. You got this. And exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Good job. We'll release the lower back by sliding the right knee up towards the right armpit and then rest on your right temple. We'll pause here for a couple breaths. See if you can feel a nice release in the lower back. Good. Gently release that leg down. Come back onto your chin or onto your forehead. Bring your hands down by your sides, palms facing up, and tuck your thumbs underneath your thighs. You can stay resting on your chin or your forehead, whatever is more comfortable. And then on an inhale, we're going to lift the right leg off of your mat. Exhale as it lowers down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Good. So flowing with your breath. Again, emphasizing the lower back. See if you can really tune your awareness into the lower back. Squeezing on the inhale, exhale as you gently lower. And on your next inhale, squeeze up and hold. Reach out through the ball of that foot. Very good. And exhale, lower. Good. We'll move right into the left side. So keeping those thumbs tucked under. Inhale as you lift the left leg and exhale as you lower. So making sure the hips stay nice and even. Squeezing into the lower back. Reaching out through the ball of that left foot. Left leg is nice and engaged. Good job. We'll inhale on your next inhale. Inhale up and hold. Good job. Just a few breaths. You can do it. Excellent. Exhale and slowly release and lower. This time you can release your hands up overhead. We'll release the lower back by sliding the left knee up towards the left armpit and then resting on your left temple. Just allow the lower back to release. Good. And on your next exhale, let that knee lower back down. Come back onto your chin or your forehead. Hands come back down under your side, tucking the thumbs under. Or if it's comfortable, you can tuck the entire hand underneath, creating a diamond between the thumbs and the pointer fingers underneath you. This time on an inhale, we'll lift both legs up and exhale as they lower. Inhale, squeezing both legs up. Exhale, lower. Good. For 3, lower. For 4, squeeze and lower. For 5, very good. For 6, awesome. And last one for 7, squeeze up and hold. Really using the lower back to lift the legs. You got this. Just a few more breaths. Really reach out through the balls of the feet. Keeping the legs together makes it a little bit more difficult. Separating them can be a little bit easier and a little bit easier on the lower back. Very good. Exhale, release, and soften down. Bring your hands or your fingertips underneath the shoulders. Inhale into a cobra and exhale as you send the hips up and back and sink them down towards your heels into a nice, soothing child's pose. Take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, you can roll yourself up and you can make your way onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet onto your mat and tuck the heels in nice and tight until you can just tickle the backs of your heels with your fingertips. Allow the feet to be about hip width apart. Good. On an inhale, we're going to lift the hips up, squeezing the glutes, squeezing into the lower back. Exhale as you lower, gently tapping your mat. Inhaling up, exhale, gently lowering. So inhale, remember, bring your awareness to the lower back. Emphasize the lower back, the actions of the lower back. Inhaling as you squeeze up. Exhale as you lower, just softly tapping your mat. Try and keep the knees in line with the hips. Notice if they want to open up wide. On your next inhale up, we'll hold. See if you can lift the hips up a little bit higher. If comfortable, see if you can roll onto the shoulders, clasp the hands underneath. Continue to lift up, squeezing into the lower back and the glutes. Very good. Gently release the hands if they're clasped and slowly roll your back down onto your mat. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Gently rock from side to side. And we're going to come right back into our bridge, so bring the heels in close to the fingertips. On an inhale, press the hips up, and this time lift the right leg straight up and towards the air. Keeping that right leg lifted, lower on the exhale. Inhale, lift the hips back up. So lowering the hips on each exhale. Inhale as they reach up, continuing to squeeze into the glutes in the lower back. Good job. You're doing great. Continuing to flow with your breath. Keep pressing out through that right heel up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale up, we'll hold. Seeing if you can find a little bit more lift, a little bit more height in those hips. Great. Slowly lower, release that right leg down, and again, hug the knees in towards your chest. Good job. Bring the soles of the feet back down. We'll move on to the left side. Inhale as you lift the hips up and lift that left heel up, reaching it up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you dip the hips down. Inhale as you lift the hips up nice and high, squeezing into the glutes and the lower back. Very good. Keep that left leg nice and active. Heel is actively pressing up and out. You're doing great. Just a few more repetitions. When you make your way to your next inhale, we'll hold here. Continue to breathe, but really see if you can find a little bit more height in the hips. Squeeze and lift. And then on your exhale, slowly lower, release the leg. Good job. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet back onto our mats, this time bringing them wider than hip width apart. Letting the knees drop in towards each other. Your palms can rest on your belly, and we'll go through some diaphragmatic breathing. So here we really want to focus on the action of our diaphragm. See if you can bring your awareness to your diaphragm and notice the action on each inhale and each exhale. Feel it expand and even descend on each inhale, and exhale as it contracts and elevates. So think of your diaphragm as this big umbrella or dome in your stomach. And see if on each inhale you can expand your diaphragm so much that it presses your lower back down into your mat. So on each inhale, you don't necessarily want to feel your hands being lifted by your belly, but you more so want to feel the breath drawing down towards your pelvic floor and also down towards the mat. So you want to feel the breath expanding down. Very good. See if you can take a couple more breaths, really focusing on this action. Creating this engagement of your diaphragm with your breath will really help you in developing and maintaining a strong core. On your next exhale, you can hug the knees in. Gently rock side to side if that feels nice, eventually making your way to one side, pressing yourself up to a comfy seated position. Hands can meet at your heart center. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.